So what if I told you that right now thousands of families are making a costly mistake that's literally stealing money from their children's future? They're choosing where to live based on assumptions instead of the actual numbers, and it's costing them tens of thousands of dollars every single year. Friends, are you making housing decisions based on outdated information or neighborhood reputations that might be completely wrong for your family's financial situation? Guys, let me tell you about Suffolk, Virginia, a city that most people completely overlook when they're thinking about relocating to Hampton Roads. Now, Suffolk is Virginia's largest city by land area, offering everything from waterfront communities to rural estates, from new construction neighborhoods to neighborhood historic charm. It's home to major employers like Amazon, Centaur Healthcare, and a thriving defense contracting sector. But here's what really matters for your family's financial future. Suffolk offers something that other Hampton Roads cities simply cannot match: the ability to live better on less money while building real wealth for your family's future. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why a family making $90,000 in Suffolk can live better than a family making $120,000 in other parts of Hampton Roads. And most importantly, you're going to know how to calculate whether Suffolk could change your family's entire financial trajectory. So stick with me, because this information could literally save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next decade. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey, I'm Sonali Hudson, and on this channel, I strive to combine faith, inspiration, and real estate to bring you the fire that encourages your heart with kingdom principles and equips you with biblical wisdom to make confident real estate moves. And today, we're talking about the real cost of living in Suffolk, Virginia. Not just the surface numbers, y'all. I'm talking about the actual income versus expenses breakdown that's going to help you make smart financial decisions about where you're going to call home. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, let's start with the foundation. What families in Suffolk are actually earning, because understanding income potential is very important when you're making a smart housing decision. The median household income in Suffolk is about $90,089 as of 2024, representing a 4.8% increase from the previous year. Now, that might sound lower than some of our other Hampton Roads cities, but here's what those numbers don't tell you. The cost of everything else is significantly lower too, which means your purchase power is actually higher. Duh. For military families, the basic allowance for housing rates in Hampton Roads generally accommodates Suffolk's housing costs well, and you're often looking at additional pay like special duty assignment pay or family separation allowance. For civilian professionals, Suffolk benefits from the broader Hampton Roads job market. Technology professionals can expect salaries ranging from about $60,000 to $120,000 a year, depending on their experience. Healthcare workers see competitive salaries ranging from $50,000 for support roles to well over $100,000 for specialized positions. Education professionals in Suffolk public schools start around $45,000 but can reach about $70,000 with experience. Defense contractors and logistics professionals, remember Amazon employs over 3,000 people locally, often see $60,000 to $100,000 range with excellent benefit packages. The key insight here is that Suffolk's median income of $90,000 is very achievable across multiple career paths. Unlike expensive markets where you need to be in the top 10% of earners to live comfortably, Suffolk allows middle-class families to actually thrive financially. Now let's talk about the biggest expense in any family's budget, and that is housing. In Suffolk, this is where your money really starts to work harder for you compared to other cities in Hampton Roads. Now, if you're renting, the current market shows average cost around $1,500 for all property types. Studio apartments range from maybe about $1,000. One-bedroom apartments are going to go from like $1,000 to $1,250. Two-bedroom apartments are up to $1,800, and then single-family homes are reasonably priced between like $1,500 and $2,500, depending on the size and depending on the location. Now, you can compare this to other Hampton Roads cities where a similar two-bedroom apartment might cost you $1,500 to $2,200 for often smaller spaces and fewer amenities. For buyers, this is where Suffolk really shines, in my opinion. The current median sales price is about $360,000, which is down 2.1% year over year, meaning it's becoming more affordable, not less affordable. Let me give you a real-world example. Let's say you're a family that's earning $90,000 in Suffolk. You can comfortably afford a home up to $400,000 with a conventional loan. Now, the same family in another Hampton Roads city would be looking at homes in the $300,000 range for the same comfort level, but getting significantly less space and less amenities. Using the traditional 28% rule, where housing costs shouldn't exceed 28% of gross income, a family earning $90,000 can afford housing costs up to about $2,100 a month. In Suffolk, that $2,100 can get you a 3 to 4 bedroom home with a yard. In other Hampton Roads cities, that same amount might get you a 2-bedroom townhome. Does that make sense, guys? I just helped a family relocate from Northern Virginia to Suffolk, and let me tell you what they discovered. They were living in a small townhome home with no yard, dealing with intense traffic and stress every single day. Now they're in a beautiful 4-bedroom home with a loft. They have space for their kids to play, a much slower pace of life, and they're saving over $1,500 every single month compared to what they were spending in Northern Virginia. Yes, they missed some of the city amenities, but they told me that having financial breathing room and space for their family to grow has completely changed their quality of life, and I am so happy for them. Now, here's some insider timing intelligence that could save you thousands of dollars. Based on the latest market data, homes in Suffolk are selling 35% faster than last year. I'm talking 38 days on the market instead of 27 days, honey, so that is great news. But here's the key timing insight. 58% of homes are selling within 30 days, which means if you're a buyer, you're going to need to be pre-approved and ready to move quickly when you find the right property. However, if you're considering selling your current home to move to Suffolk, now this faster pace is also working in your favor. Virginia Realtors predicts that Suffolk is going to see a 9.8% increase in home sales in 2025, but mortgage rates are expected to drop to around 5.75% by the end of this year, and I'm already seeing them trending downward. So if you're thinking about making this move to Suffolk, the fall market might be your sweet spot. You're going to have more inventory to choose from as a buyer, but rates are going to still be improving through the end of this year. Want to learn more about how Suffolk could impact your family's budget? Get my free Suffolk living guide by texting 757-837-0096. I'll send you a tool that lets you plug in your income and see exactly what your housing options could be in Suffolk compared to some other Hampton Roads cities. But let's walk through the other major expenses that's going to impact your family's budget as well, because housing is just one piece of the puzzle. Now, Suffolk residents typically see electric bills ranging from about $120 to $250 monthly, depending on the home size and season. Natural gas is going to run to about $60 a month where available. Sewer and water is going to be about $60 to $100 a month. And the good news is that the newer construction in Suffolk often includes energy efficient features that keeps utility costs lower than older homes in other cities. The average commute time in Suffolk is about 26.8 minutes, which translates to lower fuel costs compared to longer commutes from more distant areas. Car insurance rates in Suffolk are typically lower than other Hampton Roads cities due to lower population density and claim rates. Grocery costs in Suffolk are generally 5 to 10% lower than other Hampton Roads cities, according to the research. You've got competitive options and discount chains like Aldi to premium stores like Wegmans and Publix that's going to give you control over your food budget. Local farmers markets, which I love, and Suffolk's agricultural heritage mean access to fresh, affordable produce during growing seasons. With excellent local healthcare options like Centara OBC Hospital and multiple urgent care facilities, families often save on travel time and costs for their medical appointments. The competition between health systems keeps costs competitive. Now, private daycare typically runs $800 to $1,200 monthly per child, which is competitive with regional rates. Public schools are highly rated, reducing pressure for expensive private school options. Suffolk Christian Academy and Nansemond Suffolk Academy provide excellent private options and competitive tuition rates. But let's talk about taxes, because this is where Suffolk can really surprise people in a good way. Suffolk's property tax rate is generally lower than other major Hampton Roads cities. On a $400,000 home, you're looking at approximately $4,000 to $4,500 annually in property taxes, compared to $5,000 plus in other areas for a similar home. For military families specifically, Virginia offers real advantages. Military retirement pay is exempt from state taxes, and there are special considerations for military spouses' income that can reduce your overall tax burden. Now, let's talk about some costs that might surprise new Suffolk residents, because I want you to budget for everything up front. Now, in newer planned communities, you're going to see HOA fees that are ranging from $50 to $300 or more a month. But these fees often include amenities like pools, fitness centers, and landscaping that would cost you more money if you paid for them separately. Now, if you're looking at rural properties, and Suffolk has some beautiful rural options, some homes have well and septic systems. Budget about $500 to $1,000 annually for maintenance if you get a well or septic system. It might sound a little scary, but it's actually predictable, unlike surprising utility rate increases. Now, depending on your location, flood insurance might be required or recommended, typically running $300 to $1,200 annually. But here's what I love about Suffolk. These costs are transparent and predictable. You're not going to get hit with surprise special assessments or hidden fees in most cases. Now, let me show you exactly how your money works in Suffolk with real budget breakdowns, because seeing the actual numbers is what helps families make smart real estate decisions. So let's take a young military couple making $75,000 combined. In Suffolk, they can comfortably afford an $1,800 monthly payment that gets them a beautiful 3-bedroom home in a good neighborhood. Now, after all of their expenses, utilities, transportation, groceries, and healthcare, they still have about $800 monthly for savings and discretionary spending. Now, that same couple in other Hampton Roads cities would be house poor, trying to afford a comparable home. And y'all know how I feel about being house poor. So let's consider a family of four with two working parents earning $95,000 combined. In Suffolk, their $2,100 housing payment gets them a 4-bedroom home with a yard where their kids can play. Now, even with childcare costs, they're still saving over $1,000 monthly between emergency funds and discretionary income. Now, try finding that breathing room in other areas at that same income level and you can forget about it. And here's what really gets me excited. Even a single parent with two children, let's say earning $65,000, can achieve home ownership in Suffolk. With a $1,500 housing payment and all living expenses covered, they're still saving over $500 monthly. That's building wealth as a single parent, which, guys, you know how I feel about it. It's incredible. The point is this: Suffolk doesn't just offer lower housing costs. It offers actual financial breathing room that lets families save, invest, and enjoy life instead of just surviving paycheck to paycheck. Are you starting to see how Suffolk could change your family's financial future? If you want me to help you run these numbers for your specific situation, all you have to do is text me at 757-837-0096. And let's schedule a time to talk about what home ownership in Suffolk could look like for you and your family. Now, what makes all these budget scenarios sustainable is Suffolk's economic stability and growth outlook. The job market is incredibly diverse. You're not depending on one industry, which provides security during economic uncertainties. Major employers span technology, healthcare, education, defense contracting, and logistics. The unemployment rate is lower than the national average, and with 28% growth in the technology sector from 2022 to 2024, there are increasing opportunities for career advancement and income growth. Now, for military families, the proximity to multiple bases means career flexibility without relocating. For civilians, the growing economy means opportunities for advancement without leaving the community that you've grown to love. This economic diversity means that families who move to Suffolk aren't just finding affordable living for today, they're positioning themselves for long-term financial success. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road, my friends. Actual purchasing power comparison that shows you why Suffolk is the smart financial choice. See, that $400,000 home in Suffolk with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage on a quarter-acre lot will cost you about $550,000 or more in other Hampton Roads cities like Virginia Beach for similar square footage and similar features. But make no mistake, it's not just about the purchase price. Property taxes on comparable homes in other cities would be approximately $6,000 to $6,500 annually versus $4,500 in Suffolk. Homeowners insurance is often lower in Suffolk due to lower property values and slightly lower risk factors. Now, dining out in Suffolk typically costs 10 to 15% less than other Hampton Roads cities for a comparable restaurant. Grocery shopping offers more variety and price points, letting you control costs based on your family's priorities. Now, we've talked about this a little bit before, but childcare costs are generally lower in Suffolk, and you often get more personalized attention due to lower population density. Entertainment options like movie theaters, recreational activities, and youth sports typically cost less while offering equal or better quality. Now, here's the real difference. A family spending 70% of their income on living expenses in other Hampton Roads cities can often reduce that to about 60% in Suffolk for the same quality of life. That 10% difference, which could be $9,000 annually for a $90,000 household, can be redirected to savings, investments, children's education, or simply, guys, traveling and enjoying life without financial stress. Now, let me give you some specific neighborhood intelligence that most people don't even know about Suffolk. If you're looking for the best value per square foot, communities like Eclipse and River Club are offering new construction with modern amenities at prices that are still 15 to 20% lower than comparable new builds in other Hampton Roads cities. Now, for families wanting established neighborhoods with character, areas like Harborview are going to offer waterfront and golf course communities where you can get a 4-bedroom home with water views for the same price as a basic townhome in some other cities. And here's something that most buyers miss. The northern Suffolk neighborhoods like Bennett's Creek and Chuckatuck are seeing the strongest appreciation rates while still maintaining that slow pace of life that families are craving. See, the key is knowing which neighborhoods align with your lifestyle and your budget, because Suffolk's size means you can find everything from rural estates to golf course living to new construction communities, all within your price range. Proverbs 21:5 reminds us the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Choosing Suffolk allows diligent families to build wealth while living well if they do it the right way. Now, have you ever lived in Suffolk or considered it for your family? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What questions do you have about making Suffolk work for your budget. Are you ready to see if Suffolk makes sense for your family's financial goals? All you have to do is text me at 757-837-0096. You can also book a free consultation and we can talk one-on-one for a few minutes. The link is in the description. I'd love to see what's possible for you and your family. Now, friends, we've broken down the real numbers from Suffolk's $90,000 median income to housing costs, daily expenses, and how different family sizes can thrive financially in Suffolk. So, friends, if you're sitting here thinking that Suffolk just might be the financial and lifestyle game changer that your family needs, here's exactly what you need to do in the next 30 days to make this happen. Step 1, let's run your actual numbers. Don't guess about what you think you can afford. Text me at 757-837-0096 and I'm going to talk with you about exactly what your housing payments, your utilities, and your total monthly cost could potentially be compared to where you're living right now. You're going to need real numbers, not some made-up estimates, okay? Step 2, get pre-approved for a mortgage before you even start looking. Remember, 58% of Suffolk homes are selling within 30 days, so you cannot be the buyer who finds their dream home and then spends 2 weeks trying to get your finances together because the house is going to be gone. And y'all, I don't even show homes without pre-approvals, okay? Step 3, identify your top 3 Suffolk neighborhoods based on your lifestyle and your commute needs. Are you drawn to new construction communities like Eclipse and River Club? Do you want waterfront living in Harborview? Or do you prefer the rural feel of northern Suffolk? Don't waste your time looking all over Suffolk. Let's focus your search in the area that you want to be. Step 4, if you currently own a home, I'm going to get you a market analysis on your current property now. Even if you're not ready to sell for 6 months or longer, knowing your equity position is going to help you understand exactly what you can afford in Suffolk and whether you actually need to sell your home first or if you plan to carry 2 mortgages temporarily. And step 5, y'all, visit Suffolk if you can. Don't make the decision just based on websites or videos alone. Spend a Saturday driving through neighborhoods, eating at local restaurants, visiting the schools. You're going to need to feel that if this community actually fits your lifestyle. When I tell you, as I started researching and doing all of the things for Suffolk, looking at the different neighborhoods, talking to people in the communities, visiting different stores, eating in the restaurants, and doing all the things, I really became excited about living in Suffolk. I really felt like it's going to be amazing living, working, and playing here. So friends, I did my research. I'm encouraging you to do your research, and I hope that this video helps you because the bottom line is this, friends. Suffolk doesn't just offer a lower cost of living. It offers better value for your money. You get more space, better schools, shorter commutes, and stronger community connections for less money than you're going to pay elsewhere in Hampton Roads. So it's not about saving money just for today. It's honestly about building wealth for tomorrow. When you're not house poor, you have breathing room in your budget. When you can save for emergencies and invest for the future, you're positioning your family for generational success. And I'm going to keep talking about this. And beyond the numbers, Suffolk offers something that money can't buy, and that's peace of mind. When you know you can afford your home comfortably, when you're not stressed out about making ends meet, when you have margin in your budget for unexpected expenses or opportunities to bless others, that changes everything about how you experience your day-to-day life. Friends, I know I've been doing a lot of talking about Suffolk. In fact, it's probably where my husband and I are going to buy our next home. I'm really passionate about painting you guys a picture of what it could be like to live in Suffolk, Virginia, even from a distance. We haven't moved there yet, but guys, as I study Suffolk, when I tell you I am literally falling in love with the small communities, I'm falling in love with the neighborhoods, all the little things that I'm finding, it's definitely going to be my next home. So I hope you enjoyed this video about the cost of living in Suffolk. Is it affordable? Based on what I've researched, it seems like it's the most affordable option in Hampton Roads. Friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Your support absolutely means the world to me. And guys, I love helping people relocate to and from the Hampton Roads area. But even if you don't need a realtor in Hampton Roads, I've still got your back. I have amazing relationships with incredible agents nationwide, and we can work together to make sure that you have an amazing real estate experience, no matter where you're moving to or where you're moving from. So if you want to work with me, you absolutely can. All you have to do is text me at 757-837-0096 or just drop a comment below. I'd love to connect you with an agent and be there for you the entire time. Don't forget, I drop new videos every Thursday and Sunday at 6 p.m. and I drop daily shorts to keep you winning in real estate. Friends, if this video helped you understand why your money goes further in Suffolk, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a beat. Remember, your financial decisions today are going to determine your family's opportunities for tomorrow. Thanks again for watching, friends. I really appreciate you. I will see you in the next video. God bless you.